The Republican House Leader, Kevin McCarthy, realizing that if there is a bipartisan independent commission to investigate what happened on January 6th, that he, Kevin McCarthy, will be found out to be the traitorous dog that he is. Consequently, this morning he announced he opposed an independent commission to investigate the attack on the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Now, understand this. This is the House Republican leader, the Law and Order Party, the lock 'em up and throw away the key party. That's what it used to be. Now it is a collection of traitors, filth, Trumpists, bastards, half-wits, bitches, insane people, QAnon supporters. I mean, just on and on. A collection, the dregs of everything political this country has to offer. And it's all clustered now under the minority leadership in the House of Kevin McCarthy, who plans on becoming Speaker of the House after the January 2nd, after the 2022 elections coming up. He will be one of the people investigated. He will be one of the people subpoenaed if this commission does come to fruition. Now, the problem is, in order to get a commission to investigate this, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, had to agree that the commission would have an equal number of Republicans and Democrats, which is insane. Can you imagine the Christian Fascist Party providing equal access like that if they were in control? No, you can't. But McCarthy is now siding with Republicans who in recent days have tried to downplay the attack on the Capitol. And God only knows what would have happened had they gotten their hands on Mike Pence or Nancy Pelosi or some of the liberal Democrats. I mean, this was an act of war. What else would you call it? It was an act of war by a collection of fuckheads that exist inside the United States who are fascist, racist pigs. And they take advantage of the Constitution to cover their tracks, to shield themselves from justice. These are the illegitimate offspring of this filthy pig in Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump. Every one of these bloated bastards who attacked the U.S. Capitol with their guns and their toy soldier outfits and their anti-Semitic statements across their chests and all this other bullshit, every single one of them deserves to be tried for treason. And if they're found guilty, well, what do you do with people who commit treason against your country? What do you do? Well, you can lock them up for the rest of their lives. They can, I guess, can they still be exiled out of the country, their citizenship taken away? I don't know anymore. Or they can be shot. I mean, there's three choices. But they goddamn sure can't be the minority leader of the U.S. House of Representatives, can they? And they also can't be allowed to roam around the countryside with their bulbous fat-ass bellies and their huge guns, intimidating people. But that's what's going on right now. This bipartisan agreement to establish a commission to investigate what happened on the 6th of January was reached last week by the House Homeland Security Chairman, Benny Thompson, a Democrat, and that panel's top Republican, Representative John Katko, K-A-T-K-O, Katko of New York. Katko is one of the 10 House Republicans to vote to impeach Trump in the wake of that attack. But McCarthy and other slimy Christian fascists did not endorse the agreement that Catco was partly responsible for reaching. And the agreement would give McCarthy, this fascist son of a bitch McCarthy, much of what he tried to get from Speaker Pelosi, including, like I mentioned, an even number of Democrats and Republicans. And if there are going to be subpoenas issued, the sign-off has to come from both sides, from the Republicans and the Democrats. So right away, you can see, can't you? I mean, I can. If I can see it, you can see it. This commission is bullshit. It is total, unadulterated, steaming piles of bullshit. Because every single subpoena that the Democrats may want to issue in order to get testimony from the thugs and the bastards who did this will be resisted by the Republicans. And the Republicans will try to subpoena people who have nothing whatsoever to do with what happened on January 6th in order to once again stir the pot, cause confusion, bring up issues that have nothing to do with what happened on January 6th. And the Democrats will not go along with those subpoenas. So what the fuck is the point? This is not, it doesn't even rise to the level of being an exercise in futility. This is just dumb shitism. I mean, for the House Democrats to agree to this speaks volumes about how goddamn stupid the House Democrats still are. What is wrong with these people? To think that they can do anything on an equal bipartisan level with the Christian Fascist Party, these insane fuckers who are under the thrall of the bastard who squats down in Mar-a-Lago, this huge orange toad, Donald Trump. Come on, Democrats. Wake the fuck up and get on with the business. Why do you need a bipartisan commission to begin with? Screw the Republicans. Just investigate. I think the Justice Department is anyway, isn't it? Now, the agreement reached by the members of the House raised questions about Kevin McCarthy's role in the attack, because he had a heated phone conversation with the orange bastard as the insurrection was unfolding. And Catco, the Republican, who agreed to this commission, said it would be up to the commission itself to decide whether to subpoena McCarthy, noting that both sides would have to sign off. So if both sides have to sign off to bring this miserable son of a bitch McCarthy in to testify, do you suppose it's going to happen? No. And you know something else that just bothers the hell out of me? Kevin McCarthy represents one of the poorest districts in California. And this son of a bitch has spent months, McCarthy has, ever since before Biden was elected, accusing Biden of pushing excessive government spending. And McCarthy opens his filthy goddamn mouth and denounces these efforts as socialism. Huh? But a Washington Post analysis finds that this pig's constituents, the people who keep sending him into Washington, are among those who have benefited the most from the very programs that McCarthy has said he would never vote for and never did vote for, and he calls them socialism. Because in his district, there is an enormously high poverty level and a younger population, which create these needs for individual and family aid. But now McCarthy, this is the thing about the Christian fascists. What kind of hypnotic power do they have over the people who vote them into office? Who, once they're in office, will do nothing to help these miserable fuckers back in the home district. And the share of children in Kevin McCarthy's district stand to benefit from the expanded child tax credit, which was included in the American Rescue Plan that he opposed but got passed, more than 93% of the children in Kevin McCarthy's poverty-stricken district will benefit from this expanded child tax credit. 93% of the children in this slimy bastards district. That's the 7th highest proportion in California. I can't imagine what the other 6 are like. And even as this thug, Kevin McCarthy, has farted and screamed and wheezed against the extension of the enhanced unemployment benefits, his region, the one he represents, supposedly, has been among the slowest in the state of California to recover from the pandemic Trump-induced economic crisis. The unemployment rate in Kevin McCarthy's district is still in the double digits. While in California, unemployment is in the single digits, as is the nation as a whole. That's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And then there's also, with this enormous poverty in this pig's district, his constituents have also relied heavily on those stimulus checks sent out under the American Rescue Plan and the earlier coronavirus relief bills that this filthy scum voted against. According to the Washington Post, Census Bureau income data indicate that a significantly higher than average share of families in McCarthy's district were eligible to receive stimulus checks. In 2019, the most recent year for which data is available, the poverty rate of near 20% in McCarthy's district was well above California's 11% rate and the national rate of 12%. A Democrat state assemblyman, Rudy Salas, whose district overlaps with McCarthy's around Bakersfield, California, the assemblyman said this, quote, "I think it's very unfortunate that McCarthy continues to reject these proposals that can help millions of people here in his backyard, here in the Central Valley. I would plead to McCarthy to not forget his constituents, not forget California families, Central Valley families when looking at these proposals," end quote. But this filthy pig, McCarthy, has represented this district since 2007. 15 years, almost. And the brain-dead assholes in his district keep sending him back. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Seriously. But that's what the Christian fascists rely on. The dummies who think they are worshiping God or Jesus or somebody, and they follow the Christian fascists right into a shithole of poverty and pain and suffering and denial. Good God. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.